In this video, we will review Power BI data source files. Let's get started. PBIDS files are Power BI desktop files that have specific data connection structure. These files have a .PBIDS extension to identify it as a Power BI data source file. Power BI data source files automate the get data experience for new or beginner report creators. When an author opens up a PBIDS file, Power BI Desktop opens and prompts the user for credentials to authenticate and connect to the data source that's specified in the file. Currently, PBIDS only support a single data source in one file. Specifying more than one will result in an error. To create a PBIDS file, select File, Options and Settings, and Data Source Settings. A dialog window appears where we can select our data source that we want to export the PBIDS. For this particular example, we have one data connection to a server and the database Knowledge City demo. Here we can, at the bottom of the dialog box, export the PBIDS. We'll click on Export PBIDS, and here we're given the name of the file with an extension of .PBIDS. And we'll click on Save. And now we'll navigate to that file. We'll double click it. And when the file opens, it will make a connection to the server and the database. And then it'll prompt us to specify the tables or views that we're interested in bringing into the data model. So it really does reduce that time to get the data. It already has the connection in the file itself. So it simplifies the process. Now we can also open this .json file in a text editor and modify the file further, including specifying the mode of connection and the type of connection as either direct query or import. So we'll right click on the file and we'll open with Notepad so you can just see what that looks like. Here we got a .json file which says the type of connection, the server and the database, as well as the connection mode we can specify as either direct query or import. If the mode is missing or null in the file, the user who opens the Power BI file is prompted to select direct query or import. PBID files don't include authentication information and table and schema information. It's just a connection to the source information. For other data sources, you can refer to the data source reference format for protocol and address information. So for example, we have a web page here where we can see what the structure for an Azure connection would be versus a folder, an OData feed, SAP, SharePoint list, SQL Server, text file, web, and data flow. And we can also look into specific data source reference specification properties here as well, using Microsoft documentation. This concludes our session on connecting to Power BI data source files. Thank you for watching.